My beloved child, I ask you now to pause for a moment and rest in the warmth of my presence. For I see that your heart seeks shelter from the storms of doubt that sometimes linger in your mind. And I am here to calm every wave of uncertainty that may threaten your peace, even when the night seems darkest. I have always been here, watching over you with immeasurable compassion, guiding you through hidden dangers, and granting you the gentle assurance that I am the one who holds you tenderly when the world feels like it's pressing down on your shoulders. Do not let the shadows of discouragement eclipse the marvelous light of my promises, for I have fashioned you in love and set you apart for wondrous things that extend far beyond your own imagination. You are never alone, for I am always with you, enveloping you in my infinite love. I am the constant whisper in your ears, softly reminding you that even when valleys of fear surround you, I will lead you to green pastures of hope, and in the scorching heat of trials, I will become your cool stream of refreshing mercy. My eyes have counted every tear that slides down your cheek and taken note of every silent cry your heart has uttered in those moments of exhaustion, and I stand ready to renew your strength with grace unlimited. Do not doubt the depth of my affection for you, nor question whether my gaze passes over you unseeing, for I hold you as a precious treasure, like a rare pearl formed in the depths of the ocean, cherished and protected by my hand. Today, allow your spirit to bask in the certainty of my care and move forward, carrying hope that will not be shaken. I want you to know that my promise of unwavering love is not reserved for a chosen few, nor dependent on your ability to earn favor through perfect works, but rather it flows freely, a boundless river of compassion surging from the core of my nature. I see the steps you have taken, the slips you have endured, and the lessons learned through both triumph and loss, and I remain your steadfast ally, never condemning or abandoning you in the shadows of your mistakes. Do not yield to the paralyzing lie that you are separated from me, for my mighty arms are always outstretched, inviting you to run toward my heart, even when you stumble or feel unworthy of such a profound embrace. My beloved child, move ahead with confidence, for I have prepared a path of goodness for you, and I will never cease to watch over you. You may sometimes doubt the strength you carry inside, especially when life's complications weigh heavily upon you and your spirit feels pressed on every side. But I assure you that I have placed a reservoir of courage within you that no storm can deplete. I know those restless nights when you toss and turn, replaying the day's conflicts in your mind, wondering how to overcome the mounting obstacles that threaten your sense of security. Do not succumb to despair or isolation, because I am your watchful guardian, crafting answers to your pleas before you even whisper them, clearing pathways in the wilderness that seems impassable, and lighting a candle of comfort when the shadows loom large. Cling to the promise that I will sustain you and see you through every adversity, for I have etched my faithfulness upon your life, and your victory is assured in my hands. Take a moment now to breathe deeply and allow my words to settle into the core of your being. I, your Lord, am intimately acquainted with your struggles, your anxieties, and the unseen burdens that weigh upon your soul. I understand the questions you wrestle with, the ones that keep you up late as you search for clarity, direction, and that anchor of hope you long to find in each new day's dawn. Do not let the world's chaos convince you that all is lost, or that my love has somehow grown distant, for my commitment to you does not fluctuate with the tides of circumstance or the failures of humanity. Instead, open your heart to my gentle guidance and trust that I will lead you step by step toward a future overflowing with blessings yet to be discovered. You stand as a beautiful tapestry woven with strands of divine intent, and my angels marvel at the intricacy of your design, for each thread reflects a unique facet of the brilliance I placed within you. Though the world may try to assign labels of inadequacy or measure you by passing standards, I see you as an eternal being, chosen and loved beyond comprehension. I do not look upon you as a collection of flaws or measure your worth by transient accomplishments, but I delight in your heart's desire to know me and to walk in alignment with the purpose I have carefully knit into your life. Therefore, do not shrink back when challenges arise, but lift your head high and remember that you are enveloped by my unbreakable promise of grace. At times you might question why life's journey is filled with sudden turns and perplexing obstacles, as if a thick fog obscures the path you thought you knew. I acknowledge how unsettling it can feel when your plans unravel, or when a door slams shut just as you believed you were moving toward the blessing you eagerly anticipated. Yet I assure you, I see the full tapestry from beginning to end, and even those unexpected moments are threads that will ultimately reveal my hand of blessing when you step back and behold the grand design. Do not lose heart, for every unanswered question is an invitation to trust me more profoundly, and every disappointment can become a fertile field where new growth and miraculous breakthroughs sprout in season. Remember the stories of old that show my provision in the most desperate circumstances, how I parted seas and toppled walls, how I fed multitudes with scarce loaves and fishes, and strengthened hearts that once trembled in fear. I move in ways that often defy human understanding, shaping outcomes that reflect my mercy and reveal my glory in the exact time and manner I see fit. Do not fear what tomorrow may bring, or whether your resources will be sufficient, for I am the one who holds the universe in place, and nothing is too great a challenge for me to overcome on your behalf. Hold on to my promises with unyielding confidence, for they are a sure foundation, and your hope in me will not be put to shame. My heart rejoices when you turn your gaze toward me, not out of duty or obligation, but because a deep longing pulls you into the shelter of my presence. I cherish those moments when you sing praises despite the heaviness in your soul, or whisper prayers of gratitude when the path ahead is clouded by unknowns, for in those times, your faith grows fierce and resilient. Understand that I am not a distant observer, tallying your rights and wrongs with cold detachment. I am your loving Father, invested in every detail of your life, yearning to see you flourish in spirit, body, and mind. My beloved child, continue to draw closer, for I stand ready to fill you with peace that transcends human logic, and I promise you will never walk alone. You might think your footprints on this earth go unnoticed, that your small acts of kindness fade into the vast tapestry of humanity, but I am the one who sees every gesture of compassion, and I engrave it upon my heart with delight. I have placed in you a reflection of my own nature, a capacity for generosity, tenderness, and empathy that brightens the lives of those around you, even when you feel overlooked. So do not underestimate the impact you bring to your world, nor the significance of your voice raised in love or your hands extended to help another. For each act of kindness becomes a seed that I will water and cultivate into something grander than you can envision. Walk forward in the certainty that your efforts matter, and in my eyes you are deeply treasured. Reflect on how I have crafted you as a priceless gem, formed through the trials and pressures of life so that you shine with a brilliance uniquely your own. I look upon you with joy, celebrating the progress you have made in moments of both clarity and confusion, for it is through these experiences that your faith grows and your heart learns to trust in my guiding hand. Do not label your own worth by comparing yourself to others, for I have always intended your journey to be distinct, shaped by my gentle direction and marked by steps of faith that lead to purposeful fulfillment. May you stand tall in the truth of your identity as my beloved, ready to venture onward, knowing that my favor rests upon you now and always. I acknowledge the burdens you have carried, some that weigh like heavy stones in the depths of your being, and I see how you often feel compelled to bear them alone, as if your struggles are too ordinary or too overwhelming to lay at my feet. Yet I assure you that no burden is too trivial, nor is any heartbreak too overwhelming for me to handle, for my compassion is endless, and my power is unfathomable. Do not believe that your limitations diminish my desire to intervene, for my love is boundless, and my grace extends farther than your greatest sins or your darkest doubts. Allow yourself to rest in my embrace and keep your eyes set on the promise that I will guide you toward the healing and breakthrough you so earnestly seek. Consider those nights when weariness overtakes you, moments when you feel the weight of expectations, responsibilities, and countless fears pressing against your mind, causing your knees to tremble. I am the one who stands by your side in that very hour, whispering words of comfort and draping your heart with a tranquility that no worldly remedy can replicate. Do not surrender to voices that insist you must be strong on your own, as though leaning on me is a weakness, because true strength is found in acknowledging your need for my constant support. In the mornings that follow, remember my steadfast presence, and let renewed hope flood your heart as you step forward into a fresh day covered by my grace. There are times when you might lose sight of the dreams I have sown into your soul, letting them wither under the scorch of harsh realities and the sting of rejection. Yet I am the giver of dreams, and the one who breathes life into the seeds of possibility I plant within you, coaxing them to grow and flourish at precisely the right moment. Do not abandon the visions I have placed on your heart, even if they appear dormant or overshadowed, for I specialize in resurrecting the seemingly lost, transforming barren fields into lush gardens of promise. My beloved child, keep your faith anchored in the knowledge that I orchestrate destinies, and in due time, you will see the fruit of your perseverance. When the mountains loom so high that you fear to climb or the journey ahead feels too long, recall that I am the one who grants you the strength of an eagle's wings so you can soar above the rugged terrain. Though the climb may tire your legs and cause your lungs to gasp for breath, you will reach the summit with my help, discovering a perspective bathed in the brilliance of my miracles. Do not be intimidated by the magnitude of obstacles, for I am greater than any barrier that stands in your path, and with me, impossible heights become stepping stones toward your greatest victories. Take courage in the promise that each step forward, no matter how small, draws you nearer to glorious triumph. I see how you juggle numerous responsibilities, perhaps caring for loved ones, working diligently to provide, or simply trying to keep up with all the demands of daily life. And at times, you wonder if there is any chance for genuine rest. Believe that I am the one who gives you rest for your soul, inviting you to lay every care upon my shoulders, for they are broad enough to bear your heaviest loads. Do not doubt that I am intimately aware of your exhaustion, both physical and emotional, and that I yearn to refresh you with my soothing presence, flooding your mind with peace that surpasses any explanation. Rest now and move forward with renewed energy, assured that my grace will sustain you through every season. Allow me to remind you that I have known you from the very start, shaping your spirit with loving intention and welcoming you into a divine plan that extends beyond the boundaries of time. I envisioned the path before you with perfect clarity, weaving blessings, lessons, and timely miracles to accomplish my good work in your life. Do not think for a moment that your missteps can cancel my design, or that your weaknesses deter me from showering you with mercy, for I am the potter who molds vessels from the dust, crafting splendor from what once seemed broken. Embrace the hope that I will reveal new dimensions of my faithfulness with each unfolding day, and trust that a luminous future awaits you. I understand the seasons when loneliness grips your heart, when it seems like no one truly comprehends the battles you face, and the silence of isolation feels deafening. Yet in those moments, I am closer than the very breath in your lungs, attentive to your every thought and longing, ready to draw near and speak life into your solitude. Do not let despair convince you that you stand alone in this vast world. My presence envelops you as a warm cloak on a cold night, shielding you from the chill of hopelessness. My child, rise each day reminded that your Creator is by your side, carrying you through every struggle and leading you into a fellowship of love. When you grow restless for answers, wishing that I would rush in with immediate deliverance or a sudden miracle, trust that my timing is perfect, though it may differ from your urgency. I see the full landscape, understanding precisely how each event weaves together for your ultimate good. And sometimes the delays you experience serve to deepen your character or preserve you from unseen dangers. Do not grow weary in waiting, nor let impatience cloud your faith, because I am always working behind the scenes, writing a story far more beautiful than you could ever script alone. Surrender your anxious timelines and go forward in peace, confident that I am orchestrating every detail of your life. Look to the testimony of those who came before you, men and women who faced roaring lions, fiery furnaces, tumultuous seas, and towering giants, yet overcame by leaning fully on my might. Their stories are not myths, but vivid demonstrations of my capacity to rescue, uphold, and vindicate those who place their trust in me, no matter how dire the circumstance. Do not compare your troubles to others' trials, imagining they had some extraordinary blessing that you lack. For I am the same yesterday, today, and forever, and my power has not diminished. Press on with the confidence that the God who parted seas and raised the dead is guiding you in every step, holding you firmly in my loving care. I take delight when you share your innermost thoughts with me, lifting up sincere prayers that pour directly from your heart, because I am not concerned with polished words, but yearn for genuine connection with your spirit. Even if all you can utter are sighs or tears, I read every emotion with infinite understanding, and I respond to the unspoken language of your soul. Do not hesitate to bring your struggles, your confusions, and your joys into our intimate conversation, for in surrendering them, you make room for my healing touch and open yourself to wisdom that surpasses human reasoning. Persist in prayer, and let every dialogue with me remind you that you are seen, heard, and dearly loved. I see the noble desires that stir within you, the hope to bless your family, to spread kindness, and to be an instrument of healing in a hurting world. And I applaud these longings as they reflect the essence of my compassion. Know that I have not only placed those dreams within your soul, but also equipped you with spiritual gifts to bring them to fruition. Gifts that sometimes lie dormant until you venture forth in faith. Do not let fear of failure paralyze your steps, for I am the one who multiplies your efforts, turning humble offerings into bountiful harvests when surrendered at my feet. Step forward boldly, beloved child, for I have great works in store for you, all destined to bring light into darkness. When you encounter doubts or those who question the sincerity of your faith, remember that your foundation rests not on human opinions, but upon the eternal rock that cannot be shaken. Disapproval or misunderstanding may sting, but they do not define who you are in my eyes, nor do they alter my devotion to you. Do not let the fear of ridicule stifle your voice or your pursuit of holiness. Instead, rely on my promises for courage to stand firm, even when the winds of opposition blow fiercely. Know that I am proud of you for walking the narrow way and for choosing love even when it is not returned, and trust that I will continually strengthen your resolve. In the hidden corners of your existence where secrets and silent struggles reside, I shine a gentle light that neither condemns nor shames, but urges you to allow healing to begin. I have watched you wrestle with guilt or unresolved wounds, and my heart longs to free you from that weight, leading you into the fullness of grace. Do not fear my exposure of what you wish to bury, for when my truth illuminates your darkness, it replaces guilt with pardon and sorrow with redemption. Let my mercy wash over you, removing every stain of regret, and venture on in the knowledge that I fully accept and treasure you. There is no storm too violent, no night too long that can prevent the dawn of my goodness from breaking through in your life, for I am the light that dispels even the deepest darkness. When you feel imprisoned by circumstance, trapped within walls of anxiety and uncertainty, recall that I have the power to shake foundations and fling open gates, setting captives free, just as I did in the past. Do not assume your deliverance is impossible just because you see no exit. Look to me, the Waymaker, and watch as I carve a passage where none existed before. Hold steadfast, for I promise that morning will come, and with it, an outpouring of hope. I love your heart for worship, those moments when you allow the troubles of this world to fall silent, and let the melody of praise rise from deep within your soul. Music, prayer, or simple silent adoration, each expression of reverence draws you nearer to the sacred space where my voice resonates clearly, filling you with rejuvenating strength. Do not underestimate the power of worship in times of distress, for when you lift my name high, it echoes through the heavens, dissolving barriers and granting you fresh perspective. Continue to offer me your songs, your surrendered spirit, and your gratitude, and you will experience my peace flooding every inch of your being. Sometimes your journey involves walking through deserts, seasons where it feels as though your prayers bounce off a seemingly empty sky, and you wonder if I have turned my gaze elsewhere. Yet I assure you, my beloved child, that even in the desert I am the living water, sustaining your spirit and shaping your faith through the arid stillness. Do not let the dryness convince you that I have abandoned you. Rather, recognize it as an opportunity to discover the depths of trust that flourish when all else fades away. As you press on, you will find hidden wells of my goodness and realize that I have been with you all along, nurturing a deeper reliance on my ever-present grace. Consider how a potter gently molds the clay, pressing, turning, and refining it until the vessel reflects the artist's vision. So too do I work with you, sometimes allowing discomfort or stretching your faith beyond its familiar confines, not to harm you, but to form you into a masterpiece. Do not resist my shaping, nor fear the changes that come, for each season of molding prepares you to carry the blessings I plan to pour into your life. Trust that the pressure you feel is measured by my hand, carefully balanced by my compassion, and guaranteed to yield a radiant testimony of my transformative power. I know there are moments when you see chaos or injustice in the world, and your heart aches with sorrow and a longing for resolution, hoping for some reassurance that hope still exists. My child, I have not abandoned creation to spiral into darkness, nor have I closed my ears to the cries of the oppressed. I am weaving a tapestry of redemption, drawing people toward me with cords of love, and positioning my children to be beacons of hope in turbulent times. Do not despair when trouble grows, for I am equipping you to be my hands and feet, offering comfort and truth to those who wander in despair, and I will guide you in shining my light wherever you go. Let my words sink into your spirit. I have called you for a divine purpose, one that unfolds at the perfect junctures of your life, growing more radiant with every surrendered step. You might feel unqualified or wonder if your past disqualifies you from significant service, but I often select those who feel least able, so that my strength is displayed all the more. Do not shrink back when you sense my prompting to speak or act, for it is precisely in your humble obedience that miracles blossom, and I love to astound the world with my wonders. Move forward, confident that my grace surpasses your limitations, and step by step, you will see remarkable things come to pass. The storms of daily life may rage, and sometimes you might try to navigate them on your own, leaning on human wisdom or racing frantically for solutions that bring only temporary relief. I invite you to anchor yourself in me, the calm harbor amid swirling winds, the steadfast rock upon which you can rest while the waves batter against every other foundation. Do not carry your burdens in isolation, for I am not a distant observer but a constant companion, ever ready to support you in each endeavor, no matter how mundane or immense. You have my assurance that I will strengthen you, so press onward, holding firmly to my hand, for I will not let you be swept away by the tides. I see the specific challenges you wrestle with, perhaps financial constraints, health struggles, or relational tensions, and I want you to know that not one of these has escaped my notice. I have numbered the hairs on your head. Is it not true that I, who care for the sparrows, will also provide for you in due time and in ways that testify to my goodness? Do not worry or lose yourself in an endless cycle of what if, for my providence has no limits, and I take delight in providing for your needs in miraculous ways. Remain steadfast in prayer and faith, my beloved child, and watch as I reveal unexpected avenues of blessing. Even in your moments of deepest pain or regret, I never withdraw my presence or my compassion, and I never view you as beyond redemption. My heart broke for you long before you were born, and I fashioned a way of salvation that defies human logic, bridging every gap that sin carved between us. Do not be consumed by guilt, for my mercy triumphs over judgment, and my arms remain open to embrace you, to cleanse you from every trace of sorrow or sin, and to dress you in the robe of forgiveness. Stay assured that you are forgiven and cherished, and walk forward in fresh freedom, unburdened by the past. I see in you the potential to transform each challenge into a testimony, a vivid account of my grace at work in real time, forging beauty out of ashes. Through trials, I refine your faith to shine like gold, removing impurities and revealing the brilliance of my character embedded within you. Do not view tests as punishments, but as opportunities to witness my power in surprising ways. For what the enemy intends for harm, I will redeem for your good. Believe that I can bring restoration beyond your wildest dreams, and let this confidence fuel your courage to stand firm and persevere. When you witness others receiving answers to prayers or breakthroughs you have long desired, do not let envy or discouragement lodge in your heart, but rejoice in my generosity, knowing that my storehouse of blessings is limitless. I have not overlooked your requests, nor have I decided you are unworthy of favor. Rather, each blessing arrives precisely when it will serve the best purpose in your life. Do not measure my love by comparing your journey with someone else's, for every story I pen is unique, designed to display different facets of my compassion. Continue hoping in my perfect plan, and keep looking ahead with anticipation for the new wonders I will unveil in your life. Feel the warmth of my presence, even in moments you label as ordinary, washing the dishes, commuting to work, or pausing for a brief moment between tasks, for it is in these unremarkable spaces that I often draw near, reminding you of the simplicity of my companionship. I find delight in the simple joys of your day, the laughter shared with a friend, the peaceful hush of an evening sky, and even the tears that soften your heart. Do not box me into solemn rituals alone. Recognize that I walk with you through each second, filling every breath you take with love beyond comprehension. Take heart, because this unbroken fellowship will carry you through every season of life. Speak to me about your fears, your questions, and even your frustrations, for I am not fragile, and I welcome the honesty of your soul as a sign of trust and intimacy. I would rather you express your confusion than hide behind polite words that conceal your heart, because I long for genuine relationship with you. Do not assume that I am angered by your doubts or perplexed by your pains, for my compassion surpasses your deepest worries, and I value your openness more than 1,000 shallow declarations. Pour out your heart to me and walk forward in the knowledge that I meet your transparency with boundless grace. In the hush of early morning, when the world stirs slowly and possibilities seem fresh, I invite you to pause and recognize that I have orchestrated this new day with mercies renewed. Each sunrise is a signature of my faithfulness, an emblem that my love is an ever-present promise and not a fleeting concept. Do not miss the wonder of each dawn, nor take for granted the breath in your lungs, for these are gifts I bestow to remind you that your story continues, and I walk with you through every chapter. Embrace the blessing of this day and be assured that you go forth covered in my unwavering goodness. I delight in every step you take to draw nearer to me, whether it's through studying my word, offering a quiet prayer, or serving someone in my name. For in these acts of devotion, your spirit becomes more attuned to my heart. The scriptures are alive with my voice, and each page holds timeless truths that illuminate your path, a lamp that exposes pitfalls and guides you to walk in wisdom. Do not neglect these treasures, for they grant you a profound understanding of my will, unveiling the mysteries of my unchanging character. Let each discovery of my truth embolden you to move ahead with purposeful conviction. Sometimes you may feel a gentle nudge to step beyond your comfort zone, whether by speaking words of encouragement to a stranger, offering a helping hand, or standing up for righteousness in a tense situation. Those promptings, subtle as they may be, are my invitation for you to be a conduit of my love, carrying a spark of divine compassion into a world that hungers for genuine hope. Do not remain silent or passive out of fear or uncertainty, for my spirit empowers you to break barriers and spread light into places overshadowed by despair. Answer my call with boldness, trusting that as you do, you step into a realm of miraculous possibilities. I acknowledge that you live in an age of abundant distractions and countless voices vying for your attention, each claiming to offer fulfillment or demanding your allegiance. Yet in the midst of the noise, I invite you to lean in and hear my whisper, a gentle guiding voice that leads you to still waters of peace. Do not let your mind be saturated by clamors of worry, comparison, or condemnation, for my voice speaks life, direction, and acceptance, calling you to dwell in my presence where your soul finds rest. Press forward in mindful devotion, and let my voice be the compass that guides every decision you make. Rejoice that I have surrounded you with a spiritual family, individuals who also seek my ways and carry my love. For together, you form a tapestry of faith that displays my glory to the world. Community is my gift to you, a place where you can find encouragement, correction when necessary, and fellowship that magnifies the joy of knowing me. Do not withdraw into isolation when storms arise, but lean on those I have placed in your life, trusting that through mutual support, prayer, and unity, you stand strong against the trials that come. My child, embrace the blessing of companionship and look forward to the day when all believers join in eternal celebration. Your tears are precious to me, whether they stem from sorrow or gratitude, and I gather them as a loving father cherishes every expression of his child's heart. I understand that some seasons are marked by grief and others by joy, and I remain present in them all, ever faithful and empathetic to your emotions. Do not be ashamed of your pain, for honest lament can lead you into deeper communion with me, unveiling layers of comfort that only I can provide. Rest in my embrace, letting me wipe away each tear with tenderness, and look forward to the day when pain gives way to eternal rejoicing. There are lessons I impart through trials, virtues like endurance, compassion, and humble dependence that often bloom in the soil of hardship, nurtured by your tears and watered by my unyielding love. I do not waste any season of your life, no matter how bleak it appears, for I specialize in turning apparent losses into profound gains. Do not mistake a delay or a setback for my disapproval. Rather, see it as a refining fire that prepares you to receive a more abundant blessing. Keep moving forward, for I have promised that in due time you will reap a harvest if you faint not. I smile each time you choose kindness instead of anger, generosity instead of selfishness, patience instead of haste, for these decisions echo my own heart and reflect my character to a watching world. Such acts may not generate applause or headlines, but they reverberate in heaven, where I rejoice over every display of love. Do not allow cynicism to creep in and convince you that your small deeds accomplish nothing significant. Trust that I magnify every effort poured out in my name. Press on with compassionate action, for I see your sincerity, and I will strengthen you to continue sowing seeds of healing wherever you walk. Though you may stumble at times, tangled by temptation or weighed down by regretful choices, I bid you to rise again, firmly grasping my hand of forgiveness and restoration. I have no intention of leaving you in a pit of guilt or shame. I long to cleanse you and reposition you on the path of holiness, where my grace abounds at every step. Do not believe the lie that failure marks your end. With me, each fall can become a launching point for deeper transformation and renewed commitment. Embrace the knowledge that I use even your imperfections to showcase my unending mercy, and step forward with head held high. Lift your perspective from the mundane to the eternal, remembering that I have set eternity in your heart, calling you to see beyond what is fleeting and anchor your hope in what never fades. When the glimmer of material ambitions dims and the weight of earthly concerns presses down, fix your gaze upon the everlasting kingdom I have prepared, where tears are wiped away and joy never runs dry. Do not be ensnared by temporary gains, for I promise you a treasure that thieves cannot steal and rust cannot tarnish, hidden securely in heavenly realms. My child, press on in the assurance that every sacrifice and every step of obedience finds a glorious reward. I am the Good Shepherd, ever watchful over your well-being, guiding you away from perilous paths and toward pastures abundant with my peace. When a wolf prowls, I place myself between you and danger. When a snare is laid, I spring it open before you fall prey. Do not fear the forces that threaten to harm you, because I am your shield, standing vigilant, determined to safeguard your future and fulfill my promises. Look ahead with confidence, trusting that I am navigating every twist and turn, ensuring you reach the destination I have ordained. In your relationships, whether friendships or family ties, strive to reflect my unconditional love, offering grace even when it is undeserved, and forgiveness that stretches far beyond human limitation. Remember how I have forgiven you, erasing transgressions and choosing reconciliation over retribution, and allow that same divine kindness to govern your interactions with others. Do not cling to resentment or let bitterness fester, for such burdens weigh down your spirit and cloud your joy, but release them into my hands, discovering that the freedom of forgiveness ushers healing into broken places. Step forward unencumbered, inviting unity and love to flourish wherever you go. The dreams you cradle in your heart, the unspoken ambitions and the fervent prayers, I see them all, and I continually stir the waters of possibility, aligning circumstances in ways you might not yet perceive. My child, take courage and keep walking in faith, even when the journey seems endless, for I delight in unveiling breakthroughs at the hour you least expect. Do not dismiss small beginnings, nor despise gradual progress, because I often choose the humble route to accomplish my mightiest works. Hold on steadfastly, anticipating that I will surprise you with grace beyond measure, turning your waiting into a testimony of my perfect providence. You are not defined by your financial status, your social standing, or any label this world might impose on you. Your identity lies in the truth that you are my precious creation, a bearer of my image. Let no insult, no rejection, or personal failure convince you otherwise, for your worth remains infinite, established in my eyes from before you drew your first breath. Do not waste energy trying to prove your value to others or measuring yourself against temporal achievements, because my approval rests on you like a gentle shield that no worldly force can penetrate. Trust in my unshakable affirmation and move forward in dignity and purpose. Whenever you walk through valleys of grief or despair and your heart aches with a pain that words cannot convey, remember my promise that I am close to the brokenhearted. Your tears do not fall to the ground unnoticed. Rather, they water the seeds of a tender empathy that will allow you to comfort others in due time. Do not run from your sorrow, nor numb it with hollow distractions. Instead, bring it to me, and let me cradle you in consoling arms that understand every nuance of your anguish. With each step, I will guide you upward, ensuring that sorrow ultimately yields to a dawn of renewed joy. I encourage you to maintain a spirit of gratitude, recognizing that in every circumstance you can discover traces of my hand at work, gifts that uplift your soul and remind you of my unceasing goodness. Gratitude is a key that unlocks deeper joys, dispelling the clouds of complaint or entitlement that can easily take root in your thoughts. Do not underestimate how a thankful heart transforms your attitude and frees you to experience contentment that surpasses fleeting satisfaction. Persist in noticing and celebrating my blessings, both great and small, and find that the wellspring of my grace never runs dry. My beloved child, remember how the prophets and saints of old remained faithful despite facing scorn, exile, famine, and every manner of trial, never relinquishing their trust in my divine plan. Their perseverance stands as a testament that I uphold the righteous, that I vindicate the oppressed, and that no force can thwart the destiny I lay out for those who cling to my truth. Do not imagine that such resilience is out of your reach. I pour out the same spirit of endurance upon you, equipping you to overcome every battle. Press on with unwavering confidence, for the same God who parted seas and toppled giants walks with you, guiding your steps toward victory. I see the temptations that beckon you with false promises of instant relief or pleasure, illusions that threaten to ensnare your soul and steer you away from my righteousness. Know that I provide a way of escape for every temptation, granting you the clarity to choose me over fleeting indulgence and the strength to break free from destructive habits. Do not be ashamed if you struggle. Instead, cling to my outstretched hand, for my power is made perfect in your weakness, and I will not abandon you to wrestle alone. Move forward with renewed determination to pursue holiness, conscious that I am your ever-present ally in this battle. Each time you wrestle with uncertainty, toggling between the faint glow of hope and the weighty shadow of doubt, remember that faith is not a feeling, but a posture of the heart, trusting me despite what your eyes perceive. You need only a seed of faith, small as a mustard seed, to see mountains shift, for my spirit magnifies the humble trust you offer. Do not berate yourself for your limitations. Instead, surrender them to me, and observe as I nurture your fledgling faith into a mighty oak that stands firm in stormy seasons. Walk onward, reassured that I multiply every ounce of belief you give me. Take comfort in the knowledge that even when you cannot articulate your pain or your aspirations, my spirit intercedes on your behalf with groanings too deep for words, aligning your requests with my perfect will. You are never neglected in the throne room of heaven. My ears remain open, my arms ever extended, and my heart perpetually turned toward you. Do not assume that a silent season equals my indifference. I am always at work, orchestrating good on your behalf and weaving miracles into the fabric of your everyday existence. Stand firm and journey forward, beloved child. knowing that you occupy a sacred place in my everlasting story. Think of how I have guided you through past struggles, the times when you believed all hope was lost, yet found yourself rescued by unforeseen solutions or timely interventions. In reflection, you witness my faithfulness shining through every chapter of your history, an undeniable thread of providential care that underscores my steadfast commitment. Do not forget these testimonies when a fresh challenge looms, nor doubt that I can once again deliver you from the brink. Keep your heart open, and let gratitude for my prior rescues infuse you with unbreakable confidence for the trials that lie ahead. There is something beautiful about simplicity, about returning to the childlike trust that once made your spirit light, for children run to their parents without hesitation, confident of protection and guidance. In the same way, do not hesitate to run toward me, relinquishing the complexities that adult life piles on, the doubts, fears, and rationalizations that can weigh you down. Embrace a posture of wonder, curiosity, and simple faith, believing that if I clothe the flowers of the field and feed the birds of the air, I will certainly attend to your every concern. Continue onward, resting in my loving arms, free from the shackles of unnecessary worry. Finally, my cherished one, I remind you that my love is eternal and unchanging, a steady current flowing from my heart to yours, washing over every weakness, every question, and every regret. I have held you from the start, and I will hold you until the end of this earthly pilgrimage, ushering you into the realm of unending joy and celestial celebration. Do not doubt this love, for it is the anchor that keeps you grounded when storms swell, the melody that lulls your fears to rest, and the promise that ignites your soul with hope. Therefore, move forward in the confidence that I bless you and your loved ones, and that the dawn of better days approaches, revealing that the best is indeed yet to come. In seasons of transition, when careers shift, relationships evolve, or your sense of identity feels shaken, remember that I remain your constant, a steadfast anchor in a sea of change. Though uncertainties press in from every side, and you might feel as though the ground beneath you trembles, I am the solid rock who cannot be moved. Do not resist transformation out of fear, rather see it as an opportunity to grow in reliance upon me, trusting that I will lead you through each doorway of new beginnings. Hold on to the truth that my faithfulness never wavers, and step forward ready to experience the fresh mercies I unveil with every dawn. Consider how an eagle builds its nest high on a cliff, ensuring a vantage that peers far into the distance, untouchable by predators below. In the same way, I lift you above the turmoil of earthly worries, granting you a kingdom perspective that elevates your heart and clarifies your vision. Do not allow the commotion of daily strife to pin your spirit to the ground, for I have called you to soar, far above the clamor and confusion borne by the wind of my spirit. Spread your wings in courage, my beloved, and take flight toward the destiny I have prepared, confident that my power sustains each beat of your heart. I am aware of the longing you harbor to make a lasting impact in this world, to see your life count for something beyond your own comfort, and I planted that desire within you as a holy calling. Even simple deeds of compassion, the ones that seem to vanish without applause or recognition, create ripples in my grand design, influencing hearts you may never meet. Do not underestimate the significance of your obedience, for it paves the way for my love to transform lives and shape communities. Keep sowing seeds of kindness, generosity, and faith wherever you roam, and leave the results in my hands, for I multiply each humble act beyond your imagination. Sometimes you may wrestle with comparing your faith journey to that of others who appear more fervent, more knowledgeable, or more holy in outward expression. Yet I see the quiet battles you fight, the earnest prayers you whisper in the dark, and every step of devotion that no one else notices. Do not reduce your relationship with me to a contest of spiritual achievements, for I measure the sincerity of your heart, not the volume of your public demonstrations. Trust that I delight in your efforts to grow closer to me, and let peace rest in your heart, reminding you that you are fully known and fully loved by the one who reads every thought. My child, let go of the notion that you must orchestrate your own worth through relentless self-improvement or external accomplishments, for I have already declared you worthy by my love. No earthly accolade, no polished resume, nor any title can outshine the radiant truth that you bear my image, a living reflection of divine creativity and purpose. Instead of chasing validation from fleeting sources, come to me, and I will speak my approval over you, calming the restless stirrings of your soul. Press on with confidence and know that in my eyes you are cherished beyond measure, lacking nothing that my grace cannot supply. When doubts creep in, telling you that your prayers bounce off the ceiling or that your daily acts of faith bear no eternal significance, recall that I am the God who hears, who sees, and who tenderly holds every fleeting moment of your life. I collect your praises and your cries alike, weaving them into a tapestry of relationship that spans both heaven and earth. Do not believe that I remain unmoved by your sincerity. Each word matters deeply to me, each tear resonates in my heart, and every hopeful plea is a testament to your trust in my goodness. Walk forward convinced that your devotion, though invisible to the world, is priceless in my sight.